kind of way. I ask him how on earth I could possibly do that, and why should I? The security guard then says, you're saying another thing. I don't exactly know who to believe. But yeah, I see how proving you're blind doesn't really work. He then looked at this entitled Karen and said, why is it exactly that you think she is lying? The entitled Karen then says, are you serious right now? Are you thick in the head? Look at her eyes. They're not white or cloudy like blind people's are. She is literally looking at her phone. The security guard then looked at me, asking for my response to this accusation. I told him that maybe her cousin has those eye symptoms, but not every blind person does. Those symptoms are caused by diseases like cataracts, which I don't have. As for the phone, devices have been accessible to blind people for years. I find it surprising that she has a cousin who is blind and doesn't know that. And after the entitled Karen did not take that as a good answer, I further explained that I have a basic light perception. I can detect light, and I can direct my eyes to it out of habit, because that's where my hands are occupied. I then said, look, it's not my job to educate you on what you don't know.
Everything is in the email I sent you the other day. The email? And if you haven't looked at it yet, let's go through it together. Expertise is one of the many ways an agent who's a realtor works for you.
Yeah, you wanna fight? Ah, crap. Got it. Ooh. Where you go? No.
Leave me alone. I don't care if she doesn't believe me. You don't need to stand here and mediate a back and forth as if we're going to agree somehow. I'd just like her to stop talking.
I'm beating up a little 5.
I'm feeling extremely harassed. I was hoping
You can't get me.
I genuinely did, but this security guard still said that he can't know for sure if I'm blind. And at this point, I was completely dumbfounded. He was using the fact that this entitled Karen had a cousin who was blind as some kind of evidence against me actually being blind. I then told the security guard that if you're not going to get this lady away from me, then I guess I'm just going to have to leave. Thanks for failing to protect a disabled patron. I stood up to leave, with my guide dog getting up to guide me. I took a few steps and suddenly felt someone grab hold of my harness tightly and pulled me to a stop. This entitled Karen had actually grabbed my harness and said, wait right there. I said I wanted you to let my daughter pet the dog. Then you can leave. At this point, I was manic. I screamed, no, get off my harness right now. Now, understand, grabbing my harness is akin to someone taking away your eyes. This entitled Karen was taking away my ability to navigate. So I panicked. This has only happened to me once before, and I panicked then too. I attempted to pull my harness handle back. All the while, she was also screaming in my ear. But I wasn't listening. I was too panicked to listen to what was probably about her stupid daughter. The security guard was fumbling around fairly uselessly, as you could expect. Thankfully, a second security guard came up and said, what is going on? I then screamed at the top of my lungs, she's taking my help me, she won't let go. But this entitled she said, she's supposed to let my daughter pet her dog. This guy said so. At this point, I assumed she was talking to the first security guard, and as you could have guessed it, the guard didn't respond. But the way the conversation went, it seemed like he non-verbally indicated that he hadn't said that. The second security guard said, lady's dog right now or I'll escort you out. The entitled Karen then jumped into the same act as before. No, she's not blind. This dog isn't a real service dog. Don't just jump in and assume you know it. Calm down slightly. And that's when I felt the woman's hand being forcefully removed from the harness handle. As soon as I was free, I immediately commanded Dumbo to lead me to the exit. I walked quickly away as I heard this entitled Karen screaming loudly behind me. I was still somewhat panicked, but I was able to calm myself down as I hurried towards the exit. It was so chaotic that I very nearly forgot my shopping where I left it at customer services. I left, I called a taxi, and I came home. It has really stuck with me for the last couple of days. The worst part is that these types of interactions are an almost daily occurrence. Blind people are the targets of constant harassment in public, and this woman just went farther than she should have by physically assaulting me and harassing me. I know I could have gotten her arrested, But honestly, I was just so panicked. I wanted to get out of that situation as soon as possible. So why am I telling this story? In short, I wanted to spread awareness. It's important for people to know more about the blind experience and what blind people have to deal with. It's also super important to say, if you're ever witness to a situation like I just described, intervene. Had the second guard not stepped in and intervened, the situation would have been a lot worse. This story's crazy to me. I honestly can't believe that this person had to deal with that. The fact that someone would actually act like this towards a blind person, as if they already don't have a big disadvantage in life, is just disgusting. And I am utterly shocked that this original poster didn't have this lady arrested. If I were them, I would call mall security and try and get that first security guard fired. They tried to force this blind person to prove that they were blind. How disgusting and toxic is that? Hopefully this original poster never has to deal with anything like this again, because this type of treatment, all because you're blind, is absolutely unacceptable. My boyfriend is actively gaslighting me, and honestly, I'm getting sick of it and I don't know what to do. So I'm a 24-year-old female and my boyfriend is 25. We have been together for 2 years and everything is really good between us. I never see anything that's really wrong in our relationship until I dig into it and really start to think about things. For me, I am an overthinker. My last relationship did not end well. And even though my boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years, I still have some minor trust issues. So months ago, when we first started dating, my boyfriend was holding his phone, and I glanced over, and I saw a text message from one of his ex-girlfriends. And after seeing this, it put me in a very bad mood, pretty much for the rest of the night. Eventually, he noticed and asked what was wrong, and after some time, I told him what I saw. We talked it out, I started crying, and he reassured me and calmly talked about it. And he said that they are just on friendly terms. No big deal. I told him just to tell me about it. That I promise I will be more upset if he didn't tell me and I suspected something than for him to just straight up tell me. He then said that he shouldn't have to report to me about everyone he talks to. I agreed and told him that's not what I meant, but to just be open about this situation. So months go by and everything is okay again. But then a couple months ago, almost the same thing happened. And we were out drinking with friends, and someone calls him, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. He says it's just a spam phone call. Well, after we woke up the next morning, he tells me his other ex texted him and wanted me and him to go out the night before and go drinking with her friends. But he didn't respond until that day. I had no bad reaction to him telling me this. And a couple of days later, I put 2 and 2 together and realized it was her who called him at 11 o'clock. So weeks go by and we started drinking. And I bravely just jokingly brought this up. And I said, I know you didn't want to tell me because it would have ruined my night. But why couldn't you just tell me that it was her instead of lying to me? Or say it's no one instead of just saying that it's spam? After that, we got into a fight, which involved both of us yelling and me crying once again. He tells me I'm gaslighting him, and that since I had a bad reaction before, he isn't going to tell me these things. I told him I will never bring it up. I keep telling him to bother me more. You dare challenge me. Nothing is wrong. But yesterday I said the same thing randomly. I can't even remember what we were talking about. Neither of us were upset, and it was something random that we said as we were walking around the house. He said that he won't tell me something if he thinks I'll have a bad reaction to it.
What are you gonna do? Where's you gonna go? Where you gonna go?
We talked together for a long time,
Boing, boing, boing. But my friend makes blox through contact, and for some reason I have more subscribers than me, and I have more videos than him. So I'm just gonna start doing blox through contact. Yes, +1. So I'm about to get sore, so I'm gonna put some in sore. I like a lot in health.
It is all so confusing, and I'm just not sure what to do. It seems like the OP is trying to manifest.
Boom! Crap.
It seems like you're trying to control things to an extent that you have zero control over. And from the sounds of it, it doesn't really sound like he's gaslighting you, to be honest. I think you're just a little bit, in my opinion. I can understand that there's some kind of insecurity between you and your boyfriend, and obviously you don't want him to leave you. But it seems like you're starting to toe the line between actually worried about something that actually is wrong, as opposed to just being suspicious of something going wrong. I think if anything, maybe read the messages themselves, or at least request to see what he's texting about, to at least absolve some of the anxiety you have towards the situation.
Idiot.
I mean, honestly, just because he's texting his ex does not mean he's gonna try and get with them. So unless there's any kind of signs that
Hey,
he
why
might
is
be
not
going
hurting me?
behind
See?
your back or doing things that
Oh,
are
don't hurt me
nefarious,
anymore.
I just don't think it would be healthy to try and jump on this train of, oh no, he's definitely cheating on me, because that's not healthy and that's not gonna help anybody. My neighbor rings
Oh,
my
being
doorbell
jumped.
at least twice a day, and it's starting to drive me nuts. I'm at my wit's end.
Ah.
I simply don't know what to do. So just a little bit of context, it's just me and my girlfriend living in this house that we bought about 4 months ago. We have a neighbor who's very friendly and came to introduce himself and his wife.
Get 7,500 purchase allowance on most 2024 Cadillac
It's cold.
And at the time, I
Oh,
thought
sword
nothing of it. I
dealer.
honestly thought it was just a friendly gesture. But pretty soon, he started coming over every single day. Then eventually, he came by twice a day. Then he started to ring my doorbell a total of 4 times a day. At this point, it has now been like this for months, where he frantically rings my doorbell about 4 or 5 times.
That's cold
And he
rush.
does this about 2 to 3 times a day.
Guys, I'll be right back and I'm gonna get a charger so I can charge this. There's a charger right here in front of me. Probably already plugged in.
I don't even respond to half of the things that he says sometimes, and I just give him a casual, lazy response of saying, I don't
Nope.
want to be part of this conversation. Something subtle enough that anyone with a clear mind would be able to pick up on. But this guy just doesn't seem to get it. I don't even answer the door sometimes, and I
So
try
this
to
charger does not work at all.
explain to him whether in the moment or later that maybe I was cleaning or something like that. But he literally doesn't get the clue that I'm busy or I want to be left alone. I should
Maybe
also
this one?
note that he suffered a terrible car accident that ruined some of his mental abilities to some
Yesterday's
degree,
charger
as
is
he
broken.
repeats
Straight up
himself a lot in
broken.
conversation. And I
I'm
wonder
gonna be right
sometimes
back
if it
and get an
affects his
actual
short-term
charger.
memory and he forgets he
And
even came over to
see you
visit
in
me.
a bit.
Cause problems in my life. This might be a good way for her to step in and say, okay, we need to leave them alone. Because this behavior is not appropriate. It's not okay for someone to come up to your house and ring your doorbell multiple times throughout the day just to get your attention. It's really disturbing and honestly, it's a little bit creepy. Another idea, possibly building a fence or some kind of barrier between you and your neighbor. You can make it very clear in a passive-aggressive way that no, I don't want visitors in my house. I think ultimately, though, you do need to have this conversation with them. You need to make it very clear that
Let me fix this.
is appropriate, and you're right. Maybe this guy is there, or worst of all, might not care altogether, which is not fair for you. Regardless, you need to put your foot down and say no more. Please get off of my property and stop coming over every single day. You have tried to be subtle, you have tried to be nice, but now it's time to be mean. Because this is what I'm talking about, and these neighbors are clearly violating that, and in my opinion, you should not. But what do you think? Leave a comment down
I might have to stop the video soon.
like this that was so obnoxious that you just didn't know what to do. Let us know down below.
I'm gonna stop the video when I get to level 10.
And then yells at me and I honestly don't know what to do. My girlfriend used to do this quite a bit. Every time we fought. And eventually I asked her to stop. That stonewall gave me anxiety and made me doubt my self-worth. She stopped, and for a few months we would solve problems in a different way. Do things together. She usually leaves them kind of cool down after an argument, but now she's back to doing what she used to do before. We fought last night about something stupid, and the entire day she's been ignoring me and avoiding me ever since this morning, and it is now 8 o'clock p.m. For example, if I go to her room, she continues to repeat
Okay, then how many questions?
and the few times that I've tried talking to her,
Boing.
asking her to talk to me and stop, because she was getting back to that behavior that made me anxious and really hurt my feelings, she would end up yelling at me to leave her alone, telling me that she doesn't care if this is harmful to the relationship. She also said she's leaving today because she doesn't want to be here and doesn't want to see me. As a side note, she doesn't technically live with me, but was spending time with me until Wednesday at my house. The way she spoke to me felt completely humiliating and demeaning. I honestly thought we left this in the past and that we moved on from this type of behavior, but now she has me questioning everything. We even agreed months ago that if she was upset about something,
Is it time to ask your doctor about activity?
she would approach me about the subject and encourage
Oh,
me
one,
to
two,
openly
go,
discuss it. I just don't understand why she's drastically come back to doing this really rude and painful
off of me.
So confusing, and I honestly don't know what to do. This is really toxic behavior. If my significant other treated me like that, especially after explaining to me in detail why this behavior hurts my feelings, it makes you feel anxious, it questions your self-worth as a human being, and it does not feel good. But in this situation, it's really important to note that she's choosing to do it anyways. Your significant other is doing the one thing that she knows will hurt you the most, and she's doing it repeatedly. Like she even said she doesn't care if this damages the relationship. That is super toxic and very immature. If that happened to me, that would make me
Me personally, I don't like you.
Is unbelievably toxic and is not something that's going to lead to a healthy relationship.
No. Oh. Get away from me! Oh. Phoebe's a quiet kid in anime. Yeah, please. Yeah, boom. Boom. Yeah.
And it is not cohesive to a healthy relationship because otherwise this is just going to repeat in the future and you're just going to feel like garbage all over again, and you definitely do not deserve that. Thanks for watching. When you subscribe, make sure to hit the bell to turn on notifications. To finish listening to all the stories, use the playlist at the top of the description, and the next time you like pop music,
Go on, I'll go to it. Boy, if you don't get on my face, I'll make your face go hurt, boy. I'm gonna kill another one. La, 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 la. One more, okay. I just got the perfect. So first, it's okay, anyways. Sing. Punch. And then you shall know. Dodged. I didn't want to kill. What? My brain's broken. Hey, my gun's broken. Oh, isn't there a map in here somewhere? Anyway, guys, that's all for today's video. See you guys next time. Remember.